The Temple Mount is the holiest site for Jews and the third holiest for Islam. Nevertheless, it has been the place of mass riots and terrorist attacks by both Islamic and Jewish radicals since the 1980s. Why did one of the most sacred places in the world become one of the most explosive? AZfront gives an explanation. Since the 1980s and 1990s, Islamic and Jewish radicals have regularly exploited one of the holiest sites in the world. They have been actively campaigning and organizing provocations in connection with the Temple Mount, located in the southeastern part of the Old City in Jerusalem. The aim is to give the Arab-Israeli conflict a religious character. Over the past 4 decades, the Temple Mount has been the site of 1 terrorist attack, 3 attempted terrorist attacks, and 8 riots, 5 of them in 2009, 2015, 2017, 2021, and 2022. It is believed that a successful terrorist attack or sabotage with high casualties and major destruction could trigger regional interreligious conflict, and even World War III. Against the backdrop of escalating tensions in the Middle East, which began with the incursion of armed militias from the Gaza Strip into southern Israel on October 7th, Hamas and Islamic Jihad are attempting to justify their actions by seeking to protect Islamic holy sites on the Temple Mount. Meaning in Judaism. The Temple Mount, in Hebrew, Har Habayit, is the most sacred place on earth in Judaism. According to Jewish tradition, God began the process of creation from here. This is the place where, in the Old Testament, Abraham tried to sacrifice his son Isaac to God. According to the Old Testament, King David was the first to set up an altar on this place. And then he began the construction of the first Jewish temple here. According to modern research, this happened around 967 BC. The construction was completed in the 9th century BC by his son Solomon. In 596 BC, the temple was destroyed by the Babylonians. And in 520 BC, at the request of the ruler of the Persian Empire, the construction of the Second Temple began. In the 1st century AD, the territory of the temple was expanded, and the Temple Mount acquired its present outlines. In 70 AD, the Second Temple was destroyed by the Romans in a Jewish revolt. For almost 2,000 years, Jews have prayed in the direction of the Temple Mount. This is also the site of the Wailing Wall, the main surviving fragment of the Second Temple, which has a special significance in Jewish worship. Meaning in Islam. The Temple Mount in Arabic is Al-Haram al-Qudsi al-Sharif. In 705, the Al-Masjid al-Aqsa Mosque, which is the 3rd most important mosque in Islam, was erected here. According to Islamic tradition, it was built on the place where Muhammad miraculously traveled from Mecca at night and from where he ascended to God, who prescribed the obligatory number of daily prayers for Muslims. The prayer on the Temple Mount is equal to 500 ordinary prayers in Islam. The Islam's oldest functioning monumental architectural structure, the Qubat Asara, the so-called Dome of the Rock, erected in 691, is also located there on the Temple Mount. The main milestones of political history. Due to the migration of Jews from Eastern Europe to current territory of Israel in the 1880s, in the 1920s, the Mufti of Jerusalem, Amin al-Husseini, actively promoted the idea that the Al-Masjid al-Aqsa Mosque was in danger. He claimed that the Jews intended to destroy it. In this way, the Mufti sought to draw attention to the Palestinian problem and earn the status as a religious and political leader of the entire Muslim world. This was the beginning of the politicization of the Temple Mount. From 1948 to 1967, it was part of Jordan. As a result of the Six-Day War, control of the Temple Mount passed to Israel, which declared Jerusalem its capital. In 1969, a mentally ill Christian from Australia set fire to the Al-Masjid al-Aqsa Mosque. Arab countries blamed Israel. In 1982, a Jewish radical from the USA shot Muslims on the Temple Mount. 2 people were killed and 44 wounded. Since then, this place is almost the most explosive in the world. The Caucasus and Middle East is closer to Europe and US than it seems at first glance. Subscribe and click on the bell in order to be informed of the main events. See you soon.